The dawn after the ceremony of Beastkind broke gentle over the Hutajj valley. The fires of celebration had burned low, and the forest around the village glistened with dew, each droplet catching the sunrise like tiny blessings. Tuvahn woke before the others. He stood on the ridge overlooking the village, his obsidian aegis slung across his back, his uzaga holstered at his hip. Below him, huts of woven reed and bark shimmered in the morning mist, and beside him stood Kor, his beloved feathered pet. Kor was no ordinary beast. He was a Hutajj, a broad-chested, long-legged creature with bronze plumage and a fan of tail feathers that shimmered like a sunset. Half bird, half mount. He gave a low, throaty gobble, almost as if asking a question. Tuvahn smiled, resting a hand against his beak. "Not yet, Kor," he said softly. "One more day at home before we fly." Kor blinked, feathers ruffling, and crouched so Tuvahn could scratch the base of his neck. The creature cooed contentedly, his breath steaming in the cool air.
Haha, I'ma get me some cereal. Oh yeah.
Haha, oh my, Chip, it's that ghetto donkey again.
Yeah, it's okay, honey. How you doing today, sport?
Great. This cereal's really, really delicious.
Hey everyone, can I have some?
Stupid Jack. Gestos are for humans.
Go and grab a bowl of Gestos. It's so good.
It's scrumptious.
By midday, the farewell feast had begun. It was a Hutajj custom, a final gathering before a spirit-bound youth began their first journey into the Outer Lands. The tribe celebrated in roars of great thanks and praise. Children painted patterns on the Hutajj's wings. Hunters carried baskets of roasted maize, wild fruit, and river fish. Drummers beat slow rhythms that echoed through the canyons, summoning the entire valley to one long table made from a fallen tree trunk said to be older than the tribe itself. Elder Cesar the Stag stood at the head, his antlered helm gleaming in the amber light. "The falcon's child takes flight," he said, voice like rolling thunder. "Tonight we feast not to fill our bellies, but to fill our hearts." Cheers rose, laughter followed, and the valley seemed to exhale. Tuvahn's mother Sari approached him with a satchel woven from silver grass. Her eyes glimmered, proud and weary all at once. She tucked it beneath his arm. "Dried maize, sunberries, and a flask of river milk," she said. "You'll forget to eat otherwise." "I'll try not to," Tuvahn replied, while smiling half-heartedly. Beside them, Kor sniffed at the satchel and let out a grumble. "None for you," Sari teased, shooing him gently. "You've eaten enough for 100 tribesmen." Kor tilted his head, feigning offense, then snatched a fallen corn cob and strutted off triumphantly. As dusk painted the sky in wine and honey, the feast reached its peak. Fiddles, flutes, and drums joined together in rhythm, the air filled with the smell of roasted root and herbs. Dancers leapt and spun, their feathers catching the firelight like sparks. For a moment, Tuvahn forgot the call of his destiny. He laughed, shared stories, and even danced beside Kor, who bobbed his head proudly to the beat, much to the tribe's amusement. Then Elder Caesar raised his staff again. "Before the night ends," he said, "let us give thanks to the sky spirits for another bountiful harvest and for their protection." A hush fell. All eyes turned to the sky, where the stars shimmered like spilled embers. And there on the horizon, one moved. A faint emerald light drifted low across the heavens, too slow to be a falling star, too steady to be a spirit flame. It pulsed once, twice, then vanished into the dark. The crowd murmured. Tuvahn alone felt the pull, a whisper through the wind, sharp and clear, like a falcon's cry far above the clouds. Later, as the tribe slept, Tuvahn sat beside the dying fire. Kor rested nearby, his feathers dimming with the embers. The falcon spirit stirred within him, not as a voice, but a feeling, a call, a yearning, a reminder that the world was bigger than the valley's borders. He looked toward the east, where the mountains met the mist. "The wind's changing, Kor," he murmured. "Do you feel it?" Kor opened one amber eye, gave a soft rumble, then lowered his head again. Even he knew the road was waiting.
Happy Thanksgiving, and would you look at this delicious pie? I made it myself, naturally, and as you can see, I engraved the name into the pie so you know exactly what you're eating. You can have this and more for the low price of $5.99. Look at that. Delicious.
Oh, $5.99. I think I'll buy a dozen. What do you think, Nilo, my little bubbler? A dozen, a dozen, a dozen, a dozen, a dozen, a dozen.
At dawn, the tribe gathered once more. Sari pressed her forehead against Tuvahn's, whispering a prayer of safe skies. Caesar traced a sigil of wind across his brow. Then, as the first rays of light spilled over the peaks, Kor knelt low. Tuvahn climbed onto his back, feeling the familiar strength beneath him, the rhythm of feathers and heartbeat. The drums began again, slower this time, solemn. The tribe's chant rose. Fly high, falcon child. May the ancestors guide your path. Tuvahn looked back once, at his home, his people, the smoke curling from their fires. Then he turned toward the open plains. Kor spread his wings and charged, talons pounding the earth. Wind rushed past. The cliff fell away beneath them, and together they soared. The valley shrank into a sea of gold, and the horizon opened wide. Above them, the faintest green shimmer flickered once more, like a promise, or a harbinger of things to come. And so began the journey of Tuvahn of the Falcon, rider of the Hutajj, keeper of the wind, and child of the Hutajj. His path would carry him beyond the mountains, into the heart of the heavens themselves. But on that first morning, as the forest faded from sight, he carried one mantra above all others. To rise is to serve is to rise.